trades start talking about Kennedy's successor. And actually, so what he was referring to was the Hollywood Reporter, which is talking about Disney Star Wars succession problem, who will replace Kathleen Kennedy. And so, I mean, a lot of the names, I think, okay, so this is right here. So the names they are throwing out, Jon Favreau, of course, that one's on there. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, of course.
Yep.
I mean, you would think that person would be on there. Kevin Feige.
Oof.
They say many insiders believe the best candidate for the job. This is the Hollywood Reporter. Many insiders believe the best candidate for the job is Marvel Studios topper Feige, who has shown an uncanny ability to balance corporate needs with an understanding of core IP. He's a major Star Wars fan too.
Yeah, he did.
J.J. Abrams is on this list.
No,
I cannot. Like, that would be like, I don't know. Like, I cannot imagine all of a sudden J.J. Abrams. Like, you just. I mean,
he's not. His stock is down. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of thrown in the towel on Star Wars anyway. But like, if I was all right, J.J. Abrams is now like just whatever.
That would be the end. That would none of the fan. No one. Nobody wants that.
It would also indicate that like no lesson was learned. You know, if all of a sudden J.J. Abrams is running Lucasfilm. Emma Watts. Emma Watts. Watts is a respected executive who was the longtime president of production company at 20th Century Fox, who, among other projects, who notched franchise experience steering the X-Men movies, including the launching of Deadpool. James Cameron's Avatar was also made under her tenure. Hannah Minghella. I don't know her. Minghella. Speaking of Bad Robot, Abrams' former employee Minghella is a name that has surfaced as a possible contender on Tuesday. The exec has formidable experience across the live-action spheres, as well as family fare.
Interesting.
Okay. I mean, Favreau or Filoni seem to be the ones who, like, if you're going to get.
Well, they would be the most obvious. In my opinion, Jon Favreau should take over at Lucasfilm. I think he's got the Hollywood chops. He has had the magic touch. You know, people forget, Favreau was involved with the Jungle Book and this entire era of relaunching Disney films in a live action. He was the first one to do it. He was involved. We were watching Elf. I was like, oh my God, this is a Jon Favreau film. He was the first director they talk about Kevin Feige's success with Marvel. Well, who started it? Jon Favreau with Iron Man in 2008. Mm-hmm. So Favreau has had the magic touch. He's been doing great work for a long time. He has kind of kept his head low. He stayed out of the drama at Lucasfilm, I would say, for almost entirely, and kept a quiet profile. And I think now is the time that will pay off. So he's got the experience and ability to run that entire company, and I think fans trust him. In fact, who's against Jon Favreau? I mean, is there an anti-Favreau faction somewhere out there?
Yeah, it seems like he would be the lock in. I mean, you would think. I mean, you can always. He's okay now. He's actually going to do more of the storytelling, like I see was talking about in the. Maybe you hand the executive to somebody else, but I don't know. I guess anything could happen. But it also seems like he was being prepared for it. So far as I've been. All right. Well, and start us off with your time. Oh, good.
Well, I was just going to say the fact that he kept a low profile, even during the most contentious points, or the inflection points of the Lucasfilm drama, looks smart now. I would say it looks smart. It puts him in a position to where it's going to be difficult if he wants it. Who's going to say no to him? Is Iger going to be like, no? On what grounds? You don't have the chops. You don't. You had bad social media. There's really no case against him. So I think Favreau would be a great successor, and I would love to see that.
It also seems like that appointment would indicate lesson learned. In the way that J.J. Abrams would not. Right? Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, his star came and went, I feel like, because he came out with a strategy for holding interest. Remember Lost? He was involved with Lost,
right.
and these were, but he quickly started to develop the can't finish the show problem. And then when you started putting him on shorter form shows like Star Wars movie, we saw that it was kind of a one-trick pony. You know, that there was these mystery boxes that he, as he famously called them, strange occurrences that captivate audiences that he never thought about how to resolve. And then this became emblematic of his style. And as a result, his stock has come down. He got a big sweetheart deal somewhere, I forgot, Netflix, I think, and he didn't really produce anything there. And Cameron's been covering a lot of this. The Bad Robot, diaspora out there, they have all been kind of quietly shuffled away from the limelight. So I don't think Abrams is going to get it. I think that's just a big name to throw out right now. But I would be shocked if J.J. Abrams took over Lucasfilm.
Yeah, Lost. I remember. I didn't watch it at the time. I binge watched it on DVD. Man, it's when you still bought DVDs. It was like, there was something going on. I was like, I had the opportunity to binge watch, and I was big into it in the beginning. My family was big into it. They were watching currently, but I was like, the early seasons of Lost, man, I was just eating it up. I was like, man, this is fantastic. Yeah. And of course, everybody else was far, far ahead of me, and I was like, I hope this ends well. Everybody looked at me like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah, I remember the lot. That's when Netflix first came out, and they were mailing you the discs. Remember, in like actual mail, and you'd get the Netflix thing in your mailbox, and you'd open it up, and there'd be a DVD in there. Yeah, I mean that was a long time ago, man. But it Lost is well known for ending very poorly.